All right, good evening, everybody. Time now right at 8:06. I'm 5 News Chief Meteorologist Skot Covert with a weather impact alert. A very impactful snowstorm continues to move through the area. Road conditions started deteriorating rather early today in the River Valley, parts of the Ouachitas, as that system moved ever so slowly up I-49 into northwest Arkansas. Road conditions now across a good majority of the area also starting to deteriorate. The blue lines here, that's going to be roads that are covered in snow. Purple, that's going to correspond to some patchy ice, and that's being noted across the city of Rogers. That's how they've sent that data in. But anywhere pretty much across northwest Arkansas or the River Valley or east Oklahoma, certainly seeing some treacherous travel over the next several hours. Not only are roads bad now, but we're really just now getting into the thick of it when it comes to the heaviest snowfall. So roads are only going to get worse into the evening hours, despite the fact that those road crews are certainly trying their best to stay out ahead of it. Let's take a look around town, if you will. We've got some time to spend here. This is going to be a live look in Bentonville, and we're starting to see Walton Boulevard also becoming snow covered, still moving slowly out there, as you should. Snow continues to come down. It's been a little bit lighter. We've not seen as much accumulation in Bentonville just yet, but that certainly is going to be changing as more and more snow continues to move into the area. Downtown Fayetteville Square looking all pretty out there, covered in snow. We're looking off towards the north there. Here's the old post office there where the Cheers restaurant is. You can see a few folks have been traveling through there slowly but surely, but roads are going to get covered back up once more. Live look in Springdale from our Holiday Inn camera as we look off towards the north there, right along 49 shows. Not a lot of folks out and about. That's some good news. Really, you don't need to be out and about if you can avoid it. Look, I get it. Some folks have to go to work. I'm one of them, right? So if you are one of those folks, just take some time, use some caution, give plenty of space between you and the car out there in front of you. This is going to be a live look from the Fort Smith Marshals Museum there, overlooking the Arkansas River. We've got this camera pointed back off towards the northwest. So we kind of look into Oklahoma again. Beautiful evening out there, lots of snow. No one's walked through it yet, so it's got that nice coating to it. In terms of what things look like in Fort Smith, that's where things really went south pretty quickly earlier today. This is going to be a live look from our Mercy camera. Taking a look at Rogers Avenue there. A few more folks are out and about. Road conditions have started to go back downhill. So early today they went bad. Road crews got ahead of it. It was a little bit better for a few hours, but with more heavy snow moving into the area, we're starting to see more snow-covered roadways across most of Fort Smith. Not a lot to see here from our Ozark camera. Arkansas River there, it's relatively dark, can't see much, but we'll continue to check those cameras around the area. How much snow we picked up so far? This is just a very, very small subset of numbers that we've received. Mena, though, we're checking in at 6.5 inches. Poteau at 5. It's been a good steady snow in Poteau. 3 inches reported to us in Fort Smith, and Magazine. Strickler there in southwest Washington County around 1 inch. These numbers, of course, relatively early. They're going to continue to increase. So I'd love to know what you're seeing in your neck of the woods. Our phones have been just a buzzing, and your text messages come straight to us on our cell phones. So I'd love to hear from you. 479-785-5000. If you got a picture or video, that's awesome. Or if you got a measurement, an official measurement, that's even better. Just include your name and your location so we can be sure to give you proper credit. Here's a live look at Doppler radar. It's really filling in. At times today we've had some gaps, but really that dry air pocket has seemingly started to close. Things are getting pretty saturated out there, and really it's somewhat easy to understand why. You kind of put that into motion and you can see some of those pockets just kind of get filled in with more steady snow continuing to fall. Some of it's light, sure, but you start to find some of these darker blues which indicate to us a pretty heavy snow continuing to fall. A lot of it's pretty wet out there as well. You take a big countrywide perspective really, and you can see the source of that moisture just continues to spill in, and that's going to continue moving up and over that cold air. As that happens, that's where we start to see those snow showers. That freezing line still pretty much hugging the Red River Valley, parts of North Texas, South Arkansas. You can see a big area of pink or that salmon color there, and that's going to be the sleet and freezing rain. Unfortunately, where you get those dark blues, that's going to be your heavier snowfall totals. Pretty healthy stream of moisture that continues to work its way into the area. You can see the overall low pressure system still back off towards our west, another low along the Gulf Coast. That's helping to pump in some good Gulf moisture. Timeline, look, you got a high chance of snow going into the next several hours. It's near 100%. At times, maybe it dips down just a little bit. You're going to see a pretty good chance of snow, not only in northwest Arkansas, but the River Valley as well. And that's going to continue well into the overnight hours where we expect the majority of our snow. This is a look right here at 11 o'clock. Temperatures aren't going to change a whole lot overnight tonight. They're certainly not going to warm up, but we'll continue to ride pretty much in those mid to upper 20s. Maybe at times we might briefly hit 30, but not expecting that really to any significant degree. 2 o'clock in the morning, good clip of snow moving across the area. We start to see the backside of that system really push out of the area around 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. Maybe some lingering flurries through, let's say, mid-morning, a little bit after sunrise, but for the most part, the impactful snow likely comes to an end by 7, 8 o'clock tomorrow. How much more can we expect? This is one model run. It's not necessarily a forecast, but it is certainly something we're looking at pretty closely. This would take us through to 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Certainly going to see some impactful accumulations, especially along and south of Interstate 40. Certainly several inches expected in northwest Arkansas. Again, not necessarily a forecast, but this is what one of the models thinks that we have left. The winter storm warning in effect for all of the area. That's going to run through midday tomorrow. Our weather impact alert is going to continue all day tomorrow just because travel, even though the snow is going to end early in the morning, travel impacts are going to continue well into the evening and probably overnight hours with more black ice potentially developing overnight into Saturday. The winter storm severity index shows we're going to have the most nuisance along and south of Interstate 40. At one point earlier today, that had kind of been bumped into parts of Washington and Madison County, but the latest data calculations have trended a little bit further towards the south. That doesn't necessarily translate to lower snowfall totals, but certainly less of an impact. Still moderate in orange. Red's going to be your major. You can zoom out a little bit and you still find some pockets of extreme in southeast and south Arkansas where we're expecting some freezing rain, and that's going to cause some power outages for those folks down there. Here locally, this is what we're expecting. High degree of confidence. Travel issues only get worse tonight. Closures, more and more are going to be coming in. A full exhaustive list is over at 5newsonline.com. It's going to stay cold. Temperatures, in fact, dropping into the teens, not tonight, but overnight tomorrow night into Saturday morning. We've not seen a lot in the way of power outages. I think I did see a report a few minutes ago from some in parts of Washington County, some Ozarks Electric customers. The newsroom is working to identify the number of those included and hopefully we can identify a cause. We did have some power outages in Crawford County earlier today, but it wasn't actually weather related, and thankfully crews were able to get that returned to service pretty quickly out there. Another live look at Doppler radar. We'll take a closer look into northwest Arkansas, see if we can't see anything else of interest. What we're going to find, temperatures ranging from 29 in Bentonville to 27 in Eureka Springs, all up and down I-49 right now. We see some snow that's going to continue to fall, and it's going to continue to move in. At times it's going to be a little bit heavier. At times it might let up for just a little bit, but you should probably bet that you'll continue to expect more of those snow showers to build into the area overnight before eventually wrapping up tomorrow morning. I think what I'm going to do now is take you through a tour of some of our traffic cameras across the area. The first one we're going to look at here, this is going to be along I-40 near Van Buren, which earlier today was at an absolute standstill. Looks like they've opened the traffic back up, but we're moving relatively slowly out there. That was going to be at the Welcome Center there in Van Buren. Here's what it looks like at Kelly Highway. Those roads, those interstates are completely snow covered, and you can expect more where that's coming from. In fact, you can still see some grass out there, which tells us our accumulations somewhat low at the moment. They're going to be increasing as we go about the course of the rest of the evening. A live look of I-49 at Mountainburg. Looks like there's one lane of travel possible there on the southbound side. It's hard to tell what's open on the northbound, but it looks like at least one lane might be passable. Doesn't necessarily mean it's great travel, but it would be passable. Here's what it looks like at Greenland. Moving slow out there, slowly but surely. North and southbound looks like both lanes, both roads there are impacted by some accumulating snow. Getting into parts of Rogers, this is a look along I-49 just to the south of Pinnacle. And you can notice, looks like we've got some lanes open, but more and more of that snow starting to pile up on the roadways out there. We'll go a little bit further north toward the Central Avenue camera. It's coming down. Visibility has been reduced as a result of those ongoing snow showers, which, as you can see on live radar right here, it's not going to end for the next several hours. In fact, we probably expect our heaviest snowfall accumulations to occur around and thereafter the midnight hour. So we're going to be in this for the long run. Right now, current time is 8:15. That's going to do it for this edition of 5 Plus coverage. We're not going anywhere all night long. We'll be cutting back in with additional updates, not only on here on 5 Plus, but of course 5 News over the on air as well. All right, that's going to do it for me for now. Stay tuned. We'll have more right here on 5 Plus.